Hello, welcome. It all starts here and now, opening a window to a well-known shadow. And then the wind blows a memory of a specific moment. When I was a child, I went with my sister to play with her neighbor friend. They were older and left me alone in the backyard playing with collages. A man standing on the other side of the wall. He was bigger than the wall and was smiling kindly and waving at me. I was around 4, so I left to call my sister and warn her about this man. When we came back, there was no one there, only this forest behind the wall. I was always surrounded by big sisters, and they were incredibly mean to me no matter what I tried. It began to get worse. I was alone most of the time while growing up, surrounded by people who apparently didn't like me. But I liked them. I played a lot alone in my room. The Lion King was my favorite, but after watching Cinderella, I began to pretend I was alone in my hut, caring for it, cozying up the place to receive my friends, the forest animals that dropped by for a chat regularly. And then I grew up. I desired to feel truly held. I longed to experience a love so deep, exclusively mine. This love would comfort and nurture me in ways I couldn't even dream of. I know now this love's not coming externally. Time has always passed, and I grew up giving myself to people who was less than good. I didn't know how or to whom confide all my pain. All those men, all that shame, I can still feel what I did and what was done to me. Tonight, I dreamt that some friends were being mean to me with no apparent reason. I woke up and felt judgment arrive before I could stop it. I keep thinking about how hard it is to feel seen, how it feels like as adults, there's only a justified amount of attention we're allowed to want. I say I forgive my younger self for not knowing any better, for being whatever I could to survive. I could very little back then. I say I forgive her with my stomach flipping from remembering. I dreamt this really nice guy wanted me to sell homemade ice cream, crafted by him with care. The flavor was água de Flórida. I got 2 kilos. He was selling each kilo for 16 Brazilian reais. It felt gentle, like being offered care without having to ask for it. Sometimes, while navigating specific female dynamics, I feel fearful of blinding vibes around some female friends or even family. It's hard to talk about this. After years of being called that weight or worse, I sometimes feel I won't be accepted. Sometimes I'm so sure I will be harshly judged no matter what I try that I don't even bother. I hesitated to try harder. And sometimes I get stuck in a loop. It was the dark feminine coming to greet me once more. I had dark thoughts that maybe no one would ever truly understand me or love me deeply, ever. Inside my head, I just wanted to comfort them and be comforted back, nurture them like baby birds hungry for affection, the same way I was. I thought, but my thoughts could not change the reality of what I was feeling and the fact that they didn't feel the same way I did. Then my partner tried to help me. He shows up in my dream and takes me to this house. It was his aunt's house. The rent was cheap, but it was filled with huge amounts of hoard. I wake up resigned. Illusions are as many as birds in the sky. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes the exact moment of death where the body collapses, melts and dissolves into its constituent elements. Earth collapses into water. Water collapses into fire. Fire collapses into air. Air dissolves into consciousness. Then there is the experience of a piercing luminosity, clear awareness of direct experience given only through the realization of one's own nature. Now there is no shade, no shadow, no previous history, no future, only light, free from polarities, from any constraints, from any weight. I remember now how to release. While facing fears, the book mentions that one might find forms of deities while facing the death of old paradigms. The peaceful deities project themselves directly from the heart, and then all together. Peaceful deities are complete, invincible. If you cannot bear to drop all that it was and enter, free from attachments, into their vast benevolent space, if you cannot let go of self-centeredness and fear, these deities will become terrifying ones, drinking ego blood, crushing all illusions. The sacrifice asked is in dissolving fear and daring to live with less armor. Anyways, in between realms right now, maybe you know the feeling. I hope to be back to you soon. Through mud, the lotus flower is born. I bow to the mud, loving, fixing, cozying up my internal swamp, my inner bog, giving all it needs to transform into nothingness before it begin again, brand new, in the morning.